Updates on the national House race and local races here in Alachua County. Plus, more on a tropical storm that may turn its path toward Florida later in the week. And an antitrust case focused on whether Meta should own 2 other platforms is going to trial. WFT Midday starts right now.
You're watching WUFT Midday.
We start in Washington, D.C. President Biden welcomed President-elect Trump to the White House for a peaceful transfer of power. The two are expected to discuss the transition process. This is WFT Midday, and I'm Tanya Fedak. Before the two met, Trump was celebrating with the House's Republicans after the GOP secured control of the House.
It's nice to win. It's always nice to win. A lot of good friends in this room.
The Republican Party will maintain full control of Congress. Republicans saw another win this week after South Dakota Senator John Thune was voted as the Senate's new majority leader. He will oversee approval of the Trump administration's nominees. President-elect Donald Trump nominated Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to serve as U.S. Attorney General. Trump made the announcement on his Truth social platform. Shortly after, Gaetz replied, saying it will be an honor to serve as President Trump's Attorney General. Gaetz has been a staunch Trump ally on Capitol Hill. If he is confirmed by the Senate, Gaetz will succeed Attorney General Merrick Garland, who led an alleged sex trafficking probe against the Florida lawmaker. That case ended in 2023 without any charges being filed. There will eventually be a special election to replace Gaetz' Congress seat. And wholesale inflation picked up more than expected in October. Thursday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released data showing some price pressures persist at the producer level. The Producer Price Index, which measures the average price changes seen by producers and manufacturers, showed prices heated up from September. They rose 0.2% on a monthly basis and 2.4% for the 12 months ending in October. Economists were expecting prices to increase. That's partly due to unfavorable comparisons to this time last year when inflation slowed sharply. And less than 400 votes solidified Democratic candidate Chad Scott as the new sheriff of Alachua County. The prolonged process came to a close after many days of recounting. WFT's Carolina Tortorelli was at the Supervisor of Elections office when election officials called the final results.
The count is complete. Democratic candidate Chad Scott is the winner of the Alachua County Sheriff's race with 62,764 votes. On Facebook, he wrote in part, "I'm honored to serve as your sheriff and thank you for making this possible." Current sheriff and Republican candidate Emery Gainey received 62,372 votes. Independent candidate Pamela Marshall-Coons received 8,514 votes. Supervisor of Elections Director of Communications and Outreach, Aaron Klein, says officials will meet once more to finalize legal requirements and sign off officially.
For now, we can say we've concluded the machine recount and move forward with that process.
The machine recount was triggered due to the tight margins. Canvassing board officials counted tens of thousands of ballots on 12-hour shifts.
We're very grateful for all the support we've gotten the last couple of days. Our canvassing board worked some very long days.
The margin between the candidates remains at a .29, which means a manual recount is not necessary. The board will move forward with those results.
The meeting to finalize the process will happen with the canvassing board at the Supervisor of Elections office Friday. The school board of Alachua County Public Schools has approved Dr. Kamala Patton as the district's new temporary superintendent. Patton is an educational leader with a 40-year track record of raising student achievement and promoting innovation. Patton has served as a teacher, principal, and district administrator. She'll lead the district through its transition as a national search begins for a permanent superintendent. And a woman in Gainesville scratched off a Florida lottery winning ticket, which amounted to $1 million. Carolyn Eagle claimed her prize at the lottery's Gainesville district office. Eagle chose to receive her winnings as a one-time payment of $795,000. She won the $1 million prize from the $20 Gold Rush limited game. The retailer received a $2,000 bonus commission for selling the winning scratch-off ticket. Eagle purchased her winning ticket from Southwest Archer Road in Gainesville. Alachua County libraries are educating the next generation through music and movement. The libraries are using fun games and activities to teach children developmental skills. Children are provided with small instruments and props, and caregivers are welcome to stay and participate. According to a study by Northern Illinois University, music and motion help develop social skills and emotional expression. Alachua County Library Specialist Teresa Bruckner says over time, she's seen a difference in children's behavior.
I have indeed seen some children who started out being the kids who just want to sit on someone's lap, which is good, to the kids who will come out and dance around.
Bruckner says the lessons teach children cooperation and active listening skills. 2 sessions occur every Wednesday at various Alachua County libraries from 10:15 to 11 a.m.
Absolutely. This is a great reminder that we are not in the clear yet for 2024's hurricane season. We are currently looking at an infrared image of Tropical Depression 19. But as we go into tomorrow and the weekend, where is this storm headed? It is currently at 35 miles per hour winds, moving pretty slowly there at 3 miles an hour, currently a tropical depression. But as we go into Friday and Saturday, Sunday, it is expected to bring tropical storm threats to both Honduras and as it moves over Belize and headed back into the water. But as it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, that is where its strength and location is of uncertainty. It is currently that low pressure you're seeing right here, and as it makes that northeastern turn, we are going to expect, no matter the formation, showers and thunderstorms next Wednesday going into Thursday morning. As it interacts with that cold front, we are going to continue to look towards officials for formal information. Now, if it were to move past a tropical depression into a tropical storm or hurricane, we are on S of storm names of the year. It would be Tropical Storm or Hurricane Sarah. But we are going to move back home. Here on campus, we are going to see those partly cloudy skies with temperatures there at 77. A little bit of winds coming in from the southeast there at 11 miles an hour. Now, temperatures all across north central Florida are going to be in those high 70s to upper 80s, 77 here in Gainesville and surrounding areas. A little bit hotter there towards our south and there on that western coast, 79 Cedar Key, 80 down there in Crystal River. Now, rain for the next 24 hours. We are going to see some scattered storms there to the north of I-10 and there on the western coast. But as we go into the evening, storm cells are going to start to form, and into overnight we are going to see those showers, but clear up there around 5 a.m. and give you a sunny Friday and into the weekend. Now, it is game weekend, LSU versus Florida. We are going to expect those chillier temperatures, so make sure to grab that jacket for the game. But as we head into the weekend, those temperatures are going to rise as we go towards Monday, Tuesday, but then drop again as currently Tropical Depression 19 enters towards the Florida coast, and expect those rain chances to also increase as we get towards that time. So as we go through November and head holiday season, take that jacket out of the storage closet.
Alachua County residents now have access to 2 new FEMA disaster recovery centers. The agency is opening them here in Alachua County to help those still affected by Hurricane Helene. On the screen, you can see some ways the centers are offering resources and assistance. The DRC at Old School Community Center in High Springs is open Monday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the Trio Center location in Gainesville is open Thursdays and Fridays 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, you can check out the FEMA website. Should the parent company of Facebook get to own Instagram and WhatsApp? After a judge's ruling yesterday, an antitrust case focused on that question is going to trial. Amy Kiley reports the Federal Trade Commission wants the answer to be no.
An antitrust case aimed at breaking up social media giant Meta is heading to trial. That's after a federal judge partly denied a request for summary judgment yesterday from the parent company of Facebook. The Federal Trade Commission alleges Meta overpaid for Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014 to stifle competition. This is its second attempt to sue Meta over that claim after dismissals of similar suits from the FTC and a group of states filed in 2020.
Facebook has used its dominance and monopoly power to crush smaller rivals and snuff out competition, all at the expense of everyday users.
In an April statement about its request for summary judgment, Meta argues it does face competition from apps like TikTok, X, and YouTube. In a new statement to multiple news agencies, Meta says evidence at trial will prove buying Instagram and WhatsApp has benefited customers. The antitrust lawsuit against Meta is not alone. The government also is suing 3 other tech giants.
Apple is one of 4 companies that The House investigated for potential anti-competitive violations back in 2020. So Apple, Google, Meta, and Amazon were those 4 companies, and Apple is now the last of those 4 to be sued by the federal government.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Department of Agriculture is sending out its yearly food safety reminders. The USDA is encouraging inexperienced cooks and experts to practice food safety this holiday season. When you're shopping for your turkey, the USDA recommends picking it up at the end of your grocery shopping to keep it cold as long as possible. If you're planning to cook a turkey, remember it can be safely thawed in the refrigerator or in cold water. When serving food to groups, remember the 2-hour rule. This goes for perishable foods that have sat out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. The USDA says that food becomes unsafe due to bacterial growth and must be discarded. If you have food safety questions ahead of planning your feast, you can call the USDA Meat and Poultry Hotline. And families in Levy County can get a free Thanksgiving meal thanks to the Children's Table. The nonprofit just announced its annual Thanksgiving feast to be held on November 23rd. Attendees are welcome to enjoy the meal with other community members or opt for curbside pickup. The event will be held on State Road 24 in Archer from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Children's Table says they hope to serve over 500 families this year. And today is World Diabetes Day, and more than 800 million adults worldwide have the condition, according to a new study. More than ever, it's important to understand this disease, especially what you can do to prevent it. Wellness experts say it is crucial to know the risk of developing prediabetes and see if you need to be screened by a primary care provider. Exercising for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes per week and switching to less ultra-processed foods are healthy lifestyle choices people should aim for. This can include fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Lastly, it is recommended to know your personal risks and work out the steps to prevent and manage diabetes. Now let's get over to WFT First at 5 anchor Kirsten Maselka with a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Thanks, Tanya. We're following President-elect Donald Trump's picks as he selects who will be a part of his second administration. Next, breaking news for Alachua County Public Schools, including an ongoing investigation into a school bus hit and run. And more on the school district's temporary superintendent who will lead the search for a permanent replacement coming up at 5.
And before we go, let's take one last check on that weather.
Absolutely. So with those temperatures increasing a little bit over the weekend, soak in those last bit of sun before we head into those colder temperatures of November and December. Now those lows there, you can see we are reaching the 50s. Now that is our normal temp for this month. And as we go into next week with that cold front coming through, we are going to see those lows there in the 40s. So grab that jacket and break out those sweaters as we head into Thanksgiving into December.
And thanks for joining us for WUFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition. We now join Sports Scene with Steve Russell, live on WRUF Radio and right here on WRUF-TV, Channel 6.